Hello and welcome back to another RLCS recap video. And it was the first day of the RLCS 2025 Raleigh Major, and it was great. It was a great great day of Rocket League all around. I'd say a few upsets here and there, but nothing too crazy overall. Yeah, it was definitely kind of, you could have predicted it for most of these games. Starting off with the KC Twisted 3-0, I think I had that as a 3-1. Pretty dominant stuff from KC as always. From Twisted, the defense just not good enough. I don't know, Atomic was fine on the backboard, but like going forwards as well, a lot of the time they would get the ball, it would be a weak touch or a weak shot, and just it's not clinical enough. That's the only way you beat KC, is if you're clinical, as we'll see later on today with a banger. Okay, I think the next one was what was going on at the same time. It's the Foot game, Foot Gentlemates, Foot, surprisingly good, to be honest, which is a shame. No one wants to see Foot do well at all. I mean, we all know why that is. It's a full Spanish team playing in SSA. I mean, that just shouldn't be happening, but it is, and there's nothing we can do about that. And they look good. They look good today. Gentlemates looked alright, I think, about as good as we expected. Obviously Eugen first LAN jitters perhaps, but yeah, 3-1. I mean, it was a bit closer than it should have been, to be honest. It could have even been 3-2. That would have been kind of crazy. I think the next one was Furia Wildcard. That was kind of a write-off, I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't even remotely close. Wildcard, man. I said in the predictions that Wildcard were a wildcard because you don't know what team you're gonna get. Could be the really good wildcard, could be the pretty mid wildcard, and I've got to say wildcard stands for wildly ass. They're rubbish. They're not good. So far, I think they're the worst team. They're the worst team at the major, in my opinion. You can say that's crazy. Look, you can say that's whatever in the comments, but wildcard do not look good. They got blown out in that game. Didn't show anything really. If you're pretty consistent, if you're alright today, not great. I think the next one was. We'll just go down in order now because honestly I can't remember. But all these I predicted correctly. I shall go back up and get to this NRG Gen G. This game was brutal. I had this is the first one I got wrong. I kind of thought in the first rounds there has to be one upset. There was no upsets. It was the most predictable 0-0 first round games of all time. So no, I got that wrong. Okay, I had it best of 5. Sorry, I had it game 7. No, yeah. Jesus, sorry. Game 5. I had a game 5 Champions Field. But that's not what happened. It isn't. Gen G, first game, rubbish. Second game, a lot better. But if they played like they did in that second game, this would have been a way closer one, trust me. You have to believe me, we'll see later on. Gen G came out after and said they weren't particularly proud of how they played today, which I totally get. Could have been a lot better from them. And Gen G, yeah, just getting blown out, to be honest. The second game was close, third game wasn't close, to be honest. The Energy started dominating Boost, and when another team as good as Energy start dominating Boost, it's over. And it was over. Falcon's Secret. Falcon's a little bit rusty in this one, probably because it's the first series. Later on, we can see here, them boys looked good. Okay, they looked really good, so we'll just chalk this one up to first series of the tournament. Secret though, way better than Birmingham. Because I was expecting them to be a bit better in Birmingham, and they were probably the worst team, to be honest. Well, they obviously beat Foot, I think, so Foot were the worst team, but man, Secret were bad. Secret way better team now, which is good to see. Moving down, Dig Virtus today, not showing up as much as I thought they would. I think one of these games was close a little bit, but Dig looks pretty dominant. which is surprising, as you'll see there later on in when they're 1-0 game. Not so dominant. But yeah, I think this was an easy matchup for Dig. I don't think it was actually even a proper warm-up for them, which might be why the next series was so tricky. But they looked good against a weaker opposition, which Dig actually usually are quite good at winning when they need to against the lower ranked teams. They sort of actually they do have a high ceiling. What am I talking about? They won in the European, but their floor is pretty high. They can't really lose to teams like Virtus Pro easily. Space Station Ultimates, yeah, Ultimates kind of ran away with that one. Space Station won that one. I think it was game 3. They won like 5-1 or something, and that was like mostly mistake, pressure prone things that Ultimates just didn't have in that last game. Wasn't that close. Again, obviously, Space Station had Ultimates number in online, but this ain't online. This is a different ball game, and obviously I had Ultimates winning. Again, like I said, out of these games, I got 7 of them right. I went for the upset, didn't get that right, so I got this one right as well. I think I had that as a 3-1 as well. Just Space Station, yes, they had Ultimates number online. This is LAN. Space Station haven't been there. None of the players have been there, and it was pretty obvious today, to say the least. But now they should be over it, hopefully, and tomorrow maybe we can see less sort of jitters, less nerves prone Space Station, because if we can see them play like they do online, then boys could be going top 8, maybe top 6, if we're lucky, top 4 maybe, I don't know, but they're good. They're definitely good and could do a lot better. Vitality 3-0 TSM, I gotta say TSM 3-0. TSM looked good though, even still. They got 3-0 right, and I was pretty impressed. TSM looked better than Wildcard, and I tweeted out actually, it's like I don't know how TSM didn't beat Wildcard more in Oceania, like, because they have the potential to just make great attacks out of nowhere. Some of their like actual solo play and the intricacies, I would say, of the gameplay is a lot more complicated than Wildcard. Wildcard play pretty, to be honest, pretty simple, like one-dimensional Rocket League. So TSM, I think they look good. Look. It's gonna be pretty enjoyable watching them, I'd say. Hopefully, if they can survive the 0-2. But yeah, that was unfortunate. And Vitality today looked good. They looked good. I just couldn't pinpoint why in that first one, but I did later on, obviously, because they got a very, in my opinion, a big surprising result in their next series. Yeah, that's all the O and O's, or the first round, whatever you want to say. The 1 and O's now. I'm just going to jump straight in. I can't even remember the order. This is 7 hours, I think, of Rocket League, which is just ludicrous, but so I can't remember where everyone played, who everyone played and at what times they played, but yeah, it was good. KC Ultimates was 3-1, and I gotta say, game of the day. This was the game of the day. What a series. That was so good. It looked like KC at the start, right? KC win the first game. Looked like they might run away with it, to be honest. I'll be honest. Just pretty dominant. Well, not really dominant, but they just do what they usually do. Just keep their noses there and then counter, or just keep up pressure and score. But, like I was talking about earlier, when Twisted played, they wouldn't take their chances, right? They would create the chances but wouldn't take them. Ultimates started taking their chances. Let me tell you, the bump plays, just the catching the other team out. I mean, it just worked. They picked up the pace at the right moments and countered at the right moments, just finding the weaknesses in KC at all the right spots, and KC bleed on LAN for the first time in I don't even know how long. It's their third proper series loss of this entire year of Rocket League. It's mental. So that was great to see, because I don't think anyone had that. Obviously my predictions go out the window, because of obviously I got one wrong, so everyone plays a different team, it doesn't matter. But I would never have had that. Never. That's crazy. Energy Gentlemates, pretty simple. What I would have guessed would have happened for this one, to be honest. Energy too consistent, Gentlemates too inconsistent with Eugen. It was close though, there was a lot of overtimes in this one. It really could have gone the other way, which is a good sign for Gentlemates. A good sign that Gentlemates might make top 8, could push on further. It's not bad. Obviously, their matchup in the 1-on-1 round isn't great, but I think that was a pretty good showing in that one for it being 3-1. They weren't extremely impressive, but they weren't bad. So I think there's a chance they could make it. Wow, this is the second biggest shock of the day. Obviously, the KC one will be the biggest shock because that just doesn't happen. But this, I don't know who saw my predictions video. I have Furia winning the entire major. So, let me just say, I take that back. I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. No, look, it's a predictions video for a reason. No one knows what's going to happen. I don't think anyone would even thought Vitality would beat Furia. You could say maybe now you did. Like, obviously you're going to say that now. But Vitality, I don't know how they do it. They don't look great online. They looked great there. The plays, it was just quick offense, and they were just like passing the ball, especially in that final game to make it 3-1. There was like a passing play. They just kept putting this pressure on Furia, and I feel like Furia are better at breaking that down usually, but Vitality were relentless. I'll be honest, they were relentless, and it was tough. It was tough to watch as a fan of Furia. Yeah, they're not looking as good as I wanted them to, but they're not looking that bad though. I think they will still make top 8. Fingers crossed. I think they will still make top 8. Vitality definitely going to make top 8. They could actually even shock NRG tomorrow. Could shock. I'm gonna move down here, speed these few ones, and then I'm gonna do what's gonna happen. It's not predictions anymore. It's what's gonna happen tomorrow. I've seen it. Trust me, I've seen it. Okay, it's exactly it's gonna play out exactly how I think it is. All right, and then that'll call it the day there. But yeah, this one wasn't close. This one was not close at all. 3-0 Falcons on Dignitas. Yeah, this was like, I don't think I've seen a series like this in a while. It was tough. It was like everything Falcons did worked. They were hitting clips. I'm not gonna lie, they were clipping on Dignitas, and Dignitas couldn't do anything to stop it at all. To be fair, it shows we all know when Falcons get going, they really get going, and they were on fire in this series, and there was absolutely nothing Dignitas could do about it. Falcons looking pretty. This is some 2-0 round, to be honest, because these guys were destroying Dignitas. It was not close, and I can't even say I can chalk up to Dignitas playing bad. I think Falcons just played so good that Dignitas can't get going. It was one of those series. I'm sure that's what AppJack will say when he makes his video. Yeah, just dominance. Down here, this is crazy. Space Station nearly dropped to the 0-2. Like I said, land nerves, it's always going to happen. And Foot, actually, at this point, genuinely are a very consistent team, which, I'm not happy about. I don't think anyone's happy about it, but they are a very consistent team, and they're not even the worst team on this LAN. I've got to say it, I just don't think they are. I think Wildcard are genuinely worse than Foot, and if Wildcard had to play Foot in this 0-2, Wildcard would be gone. They'd be gone. Okay, they don't have the sauce. They don't have any sort of sauce. Leorio today, I was getting flashbacks to like JNabs. He was very consistent, very strong, just good movement, very simple rock, but very good rock. I gotta be honest. Yeah, Space Station not very good. Foot good, but obviously Foot still lose, doesn't matter. Twisted 3, TSM 0, and again this is one of these ones. I think that first game in the series was 6-4, and I gotta say TSM surprised me and impressed me. Again, they just have this like capability up front that I just didn't know they had. To be honest, I don't watch the Oceania divisions. I'm sorry, I only ever watch on LAN, and they haven't been on LAN. But them boys can cook. Okay, up front, them boys can cook. They were actually low-key playing. They were low-key playing some ball offensively. Obviously, defensively, they conceded like 1,000 goals in this series. It was kind of... I saw people saying it was Coffin Baby versus Nuke. That's kind of crazy. I don't get that. I know Twisted also have bad defense, which means TSM score more, but TSM's attack is good. I think they actually are good. Okay, but that was kind of still pretty easy for Twisted Minds, I'm not gonna lie. It was just too strong up front. too strong. Gen.G Virtus, a little shaky in this one, but not really. I mean, Virtus won a game, and I don't think Gen.G were playing that well in that game, but other than that, it was pretty solid Rocket League from Gen.G. Nothing crazy though, very simple, very one-dimensional, which is kind of like how, who else was playing like that? Space Station, very simple, very one-dimensional. Twisted Minds the same, up until they just started clipping. A couple teams were a bit slow today and playing very simple Rocket League, and I think Gen.G were one of those teams. Cheese said he wants to be better tomorrow. I think Justin might have tweeted something like that as well. They know they need to be a bit better if they want to make top 8, because they will be in that 2-2 round. Trust me, I know they will be in that 2-2 round, but can they make it? Gonna have to see. But First Pro, not as good as Last LAN. Again, they could pick up tomorrow. I don't know. Secret, yes. This is what I like to see. These guys, this is a shock. I'm gonna say it, this is a shock. Not this result, because Wildcard are low-key buns. But this secret was a secret to me, let me tell you. I think it was a secret to the world. I didn't know they had this in the bag. They were moving. Mata was moving, KV1 was moving. Not one-dimensional Rocket League. Very good. Intricate. Pretty. These guys can make 2-2. Seriously, they could. They're looking pretty. I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. And kind of a tough game for Carmine tomorrow. To be honest, I know it sounds kind of crazy. It could actually be, I mean, I say kind of tough. I think Secret will take one game maybe, but this is like the thing. They're playing, they're moving. And let a wild card, I'm not even going to speak on them, to be honest. Alright, moving on. Let's go, my favourite bit. I'm going to try and re-predict, because I never get it right. I'm going to try and re-predict, and this time it's going to be correct. Correct. Watch. I'll do it quick. Very quick. Ooh. Oh, it's hard to do these ones quick though. Oh no. Yeah. I just think when NRG have leads in games, it's over. It's over. And they're just going to keep getting the leads in this game, and they're just going to close it out. Yeah, I think 3-1, but man, that is tricky. That is tricky. Falcons Ultimates. Yeah. Ultimates did it yesterday, but they're not going to be able to do it today. These are actually, I really don't know. I'm not going to lie. That's just a guess because of the way these two teams play. I think Ultimates, under too much pressure from Falcons, will just lose. And same here. NRG take the lead. Vitality, doesn't matter how much pressure you put onto this NRG team, they just don't concede. I think KC will bounce back, but this won't be easy. This could even go to Champions Field. It could. It really could. I like this Secret team. They're hard. You don't know what they're going to do, and that makes it tricky to play against them for sure. And I think if KC don't prepare correctly, then that actually could be a tricky one. I'm sure they will though. Furia versus Twisted. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one for Furia. It's not something easy to bounce back from as well, losing the previous one, but oh wow, this is tough. I'm gonna give it to Furia. You could say maybe it's because I had them winning the whole thing and I need them to start turning it around. This is gonna be close anyways. I'd be very surprised if Twisted walk that one. I think it'll could definitely go the distance, and if it does, then, and if I'm wrong, so be it. But I think that'll be pretty close. Dig, Gen.G, two ones who are great teams, but they're underperforming right now, both of them. So you could make the statement that this perhaps is a mid-off. And in this mid-off, I have Dignitas winning. Yeah. I was not impressed with them at all. I think that Falcons result was extremely embarrassing. I know it's Falcons, but they got destroyed. Completely and utterly destroyed. They're not going to get completely and utterly destroyed here. They're just going to play their normal game. And I don't think Gen.G will be able to handle that again. I don't know what Gen.G are going to pull out tomorrow. I really don't. They're saying that it's going to be a different Gen.G tomorrow. But they can't promise that. They can't. Space Station Gentlemates. I've got this one as a Gentlemates win. 3-1 or 3-2? 3-1. Got a lot of 3-1s here. One of these could be 3-0. Maybe. Could be the Genji. There's going to be some 3-0s down here, though. Let me tell you. Not with this one, though. Ooh, this one's tricky. Inconsistency, great offense versus very consistent, sort of average offense, pretty bad defense. Yeah, this is going to the distance. 3-2. And this one is not going the distance. These wildcard boys don't have it. They don't have it. Okay? I'd be very surprised if they make it out of that game and go into the 1 and 2. There's a chance. There's a chance if they actually play well, but the way they're playing currently, that is not going to happen. It's not. Quick speed run. Pretty nice and easy one there. Vitality are just playing better than Gentlemates. Yeah. Wow, this is kind of tough on Furia. Wow. I'll have a go at distance. Carmine Dig, yeah. See ya. See ya, Dig. Genji TSM. Great run for Genji. Great run for Genji. That is very, very lucky. And they will win that. Probably 3-1. Drop a game for a laugh. Go on, Justin. Drop that game as a joke. We know you're the GOAT. Just drop that game. Just drop it. Twisted Virtus Pro. Yeah. Twisted. Twisted here. Might even be 3-0. I'll just go 3-0. Ooh, for the sake of it. Secret Space Station. Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna do it. They're going out 1 and 3. I said that in my original predictions that Space Station are going out 1 and 3, and from what I saw today, I'm doing it again. I think that's fair. Mota, KV1, Swift, them boys, they're cooking. They're cooking, and I'm like, I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing big time. Mota's moving like Monkey Moon, Mota Moon, as they've been calling him. No one's been saying that, but I am saying that now. Mota Moon, the GOAT. Dig, Twisted. I've got. Whew, that's a tough one. If they're just being absolutely destroyed there, though. Yeah. End of the road. It's the end of the road. Wow, these are some tough games. Ooh, these are some tough games. Ooh, 32-0. No, 3-2. I don't really have explanations for these because they are just so close and could go any way. I just think Dig, if this is the way that it goes with the bracket, which it's probably not, right? But if this is the way that it goes and they have to play KC, they're going to be low on confidence. They might have played well, but whenever Dig are in a bad game like that Falcons game, right? How can you carry momentum on after getting a drilling? What can you do? You get taught rock by another team. You get destroyed. How do you move that on in the same day? That's tough. That's tough. And I think they would just go out, and Gentlemate's Secret will be a classic. I just see Gentlemates winning that. I can't overhype Secret enough to give them that because Gentlemates are playing pretty good. Space Station aren't, so I can have Secret winning that. That makes sense, but I can't have Secret winning against Gentlemates because Gentlemates aren't doing that bad. Genji Furia. Have I got Genjamin G? No, I've not. And I've not got this one being very close. Matter of fact, that's a 3-0. Genji are not making top 8. But this is just purely off of what I saw today. Streets are saying Genji are going to be back tomorrow, and that's exactly what I want to see. They are the team, by the way. They are the team I'm supporting this LAN. Obviously Furia as well. Genji and Furia, those are the two teams that I need to perform. Are they gonna? We shall see tomorrow. I can't wait. Another big day of Rocket League tomorrow, and I'll be coming back with another recap. So if you found this interesting, enlightening, if you think what I said here was dumb, say that in the comments. Say why it's dumb. What have I got wrong? What do you guys think about KC losing again? That's crazy. That is actually crazy. What do you think about me predicting Fury to win the whole thing? That's kind of starting to look a bit crazy as well. Yeah. If you found it interesting or not, like, subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with the next one, the next recap video. This has been the Foolish Fella. Thank you.